Hey, welcome to the Worship Noob. My name is Jordan, uh, worship pastor at my local church here in Grand Bay, Westfield, New Brunswick, in Canada. Uh, you don't know where it is. It's near Maine on the Canadian side. Anyway, welcome. I am on a mission to uh, learn and to help. I'm not a professional at being a worship pastor, and some people are, and they really, really are, and they know a lot, and we can learn a lot from them. Um, but I'm also not a noob completely, so I'm hoping that I can share some information that might help some people, and I'm also hoping to learn. And so, um, hit me up in the comments with your thoughts on and everything we're going to talk about today. Um, but today I want to talk about chord charts. We all need them. Look, to some degree, you're going to need at least some kind of a compiled list of your songs that you can go through, that you can figure out what you want to do, and even like, different versions of songs, whatever. I mean, we're all going to need, like, memorization's good. You should try to memorize. I say that as someone who definitely has chord charts in front of me every Sunday, and I use them for my prep big time. So, yes, memorize, but it's real life here. I'm a volunteer. I work full time. I don't get paid to do this, and I just don't. I don't have everything memorized, and I need chord charts. And everybody on my team, we're all volunteers, and we have a limited amount of time to put in to memorization, and we can get into that, but not in this video. Um, and regardless of where you're at, chord charts is a thing. I want to talk about what I use and why, and I think it's a really good option, but there's plenty of excellent things out there. So this is by no means a be all end all, but this is what I do, and maybe it'll help somebody. I use an app called Songbook Pro. Um, it's a good app. It's not the best app, maybe, but it works really, really well for what I need. And it's pay one time. Ladies and gentlemen, you just have to buy it once. And there's so few apps left that do that. And I'm obsessed with not subscribing to get full functionality of an app. It's bad out there, ladies and gentlemen. Everything's so expensive. It makes me sad. On Song, excellent app, subscription. Um, there's the charts app that comes with, or music, maybe it's called Music Stand, the one that comes with the multitracks.com ecosystem. Great, very expensive. You have to buy a whole suite of apps. It's excellent, but my church does not have the budget for it. There's a loopcommunity.com. They have a whole suite of apps, including a chord chart app. Again, you're gonna have to subscribe monthly. I love those guys. I think they're doing. I don't have anything against anybody, but what I am trying to do is find something that I can use that I don't have to pay monthly, and so that's something I need for my church and my budget, which is non-existent. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I got a very small budget. I love my church. Nothing against them. We just don't have a lot of money, so I use Songbook Pro. It's $7 once, and then you own it, and then there's no restrictions on the app. And so that to me is like so good, and that's the biggest reason why I use it. But I will go through and show you kind of how I use it, and what I like about it, what I don't like about it, whatever, and we'll go from there. Hopefully this video is great. If not, I'm sorry. Um, and also, I'm not sponsored by anybody, and nobody's paying me, and nobody knows about me. So this is just my honest opinion. Um, if you guys go and buy this app, like, Songbook Pro is not going to give me any money. So, by the way, Songbook Pro, if you want to do that, like, that'd be really cool. Like, I'll take it, but like, uh, it's not happening. All right, so this is the Songbook Pro app, and basically it's pretty straightforward. Right away, I go into the Sets tab in the lower left. Click that. Here's every set I've ever done, pretty much. So I love this feature. You can click on set. Here was Sunday, January 4th. There's my set, okay? Basically, you have a snapshot view. You can click the plus at the top, and you can add songs, delete songs. You can press and hold, change the position of a song, lots of different things. If I click into the main window, first song, I swipe, next song, swipe, next song, and there you go. You can, I have all of my songs zoomed out so that I do not have to scroll. Everything I need to see is in one window. If my eyesight is terrible and I need, you can zoom it way in. You now need to scroll. You can hook up a MIDI controller for your foot to scroll it for you. There's also an auto scroll function, but you got to know roughly how long the song is. It works really well if you're playing to click. You can program it to the exact length of the song. You're never going to miss. It'll be great. But if you are like me, playing at whatever tempo you end up at, the scroll function can be a little bit awful, especially if you're leading. If you're singing or if you have a free hand, easy. If you're playing an instrument, like I play my acoustic and sing, I need my chord chart to be super simple. So I zoom everything out so that the entire song is in one window, and luckily I'm able to see it. So that works for me. You can obviously have the choruses highlighted. You can format it however you want. You can have the words bigger, smaller. There's a lot of settings to customize the way it looks. Um, it's a great app. And then obviously, if I click in the top left, the three dashes there in the top left, you're back in your menu. You can click on songs in the bottom left, and here is my entire song list. Okay, so I got everything I ever did. You can create folders, like put all your Christmas music in one folder, whatever, however you want to do it. And so it's very straightforward. The other thing I really like about this is if I go into the songs tab and I click on the plus in the bottom left, you can, in order to add a song into this, you can import using a PDF if you had a PDF of it. You can snap a picture of a chord sheet and bring it in. You can literally type it in like word for word, and make a brand new song that way. But what works really well is search online. If you click search online, it'll search one of three websites. Ultimate Guitar honestly seems to be the most, it's got the most on it. But worshiptogether.com and eChords sometimes will be a little bit more correct chords, but it just depends. So anyway, you can search. So I can just say, hey, David Crowder, let's have a look. David Crowder, oh, praise him. Okay, great song. I don't know how to play it. I need to learn how to play it. Search. There it is. And pretty much if you pick the one with the most amount of stars, so the second one down, 75 stars, it's probably going to be pretty close. So here it is. This is something someone else did. This nonsense at the bottom, the tab, I would never use that, but you could delete that stuff out of there. But you can kind of look at it, whatever, and you can change the key. Anyway, you can hit save, and then you have it, okay? I do that pretty much for every single song, and then I just go in and I fix whatever's wrong in it if I need to fix it. Okay, if the chords are a little bit wrong or whatever, I can go in and I can edit. Speaking of edit, here's the song Everlasting God. In the top right, there's a pencil. You click on that, you're in edit mode, okay? You can edit in Chord Pro version, where you have the chords in brackets, and they're using square brackets. You have to use square brackets. That's called Chord Pro format. Very honestly, it's good. Then there's also chords over lyrics, so you can switch, and there's your chords over lyrics, which is what everyone's kind of used to looking at. I used to literally do this in Microsoft Word, so this is like way better. And obviously you can pick your key, do whatever you need, change the title, and then hit save, okay? If you need to edit anything, it's pretty quick. It'll save the chords that you put in along the top, just above the typing area here. So if you want to add a chord, you can just tap A, E, A over C sharp, and it'll pop it right in. And then if you need to put one in that doesn't exist, once you type it in, it'll populate at the top. So if I said okay, I need D, but I actually need D over F sharp. Okay, so let's put my slash over, or D with an F sharp bass, I should say. D with an F sharp. Where's my sharp? I found it. Watch this. Now D with F sharp has now populated on the far right. So if I want to type that in another spot inside the chord sheet, I can do that and just click it and it will come in. So it's pretty easy to edit. Um, Again, I can click on the key. I can change keys on the fly. Okay, I want this in the key of D. Bam. As long as your chords are correct and you have the correct keys, if you have the correct key selected in the edit window, in other words, if I go into edit, if this says original key A and I have D, key of D chords written in the edit window, it's going to not transpose properly. So you have to make sure in this window, this is all set correctly. It usually is, so it shouldn't be a problem. Anyway, and also capo. So, oh, okay, I don't like playing the key of D, I like playing the key of C. Whatever, no judgment here, okay? You can pick whatever capo you want, or you can take it off. This is a great app, guys. It does everything you need. You can use MIDI, Bluetooth pedals to control it. Um, you can, it just does a lot. So, and this thing is just 10, it's basically like around 10 bucks. I'm in Canada, so in Canadians, it's, you know, it's 12 bucks, whatever, 7 US. And it just works perfectly. It's got everything. I have my sets and I love it. So, are there other apps that can do this better? I'm sure there are. Um, but this one, I just own it, and everybody on my team, I don't feel bad. Anybody that wants to have chord sheets, I say, look, just get Songbook Pro. I'll give you $10 to buy it. Like, you know what I mean? It's like I'd rather do that because then we're all in the same, and you can actually, if you click on the top, sorry, if you go into the sets, the three dots at the top of our side window here, and you can click share and you can share it. You can either export this as a PDF document, text it to people, and they can print the PDFs off. We have some of our singers that want paper, no problem. I can send them the PDF, they print it off, good to go. I can also send the Songbook Pro file of my set, and it will send to somebody else's device and load up exactly as I have it, and they can just bring it up. If they're playing a guitar and they want to use capos or whatever, they can put those changes in on the fly on a Sunday morning, ready to go, and it's super easy. So it does everything I need. Um, it's a great price. You own it forever, guys. This app is fantastic. So I'd love to hear what you guys are using. Do you think that there's another app that's either free or same price that's doing it better? I'd love to know. Oh, the other thing is if somebody got this app on my team, um, and they're like, well, send me everything, you can do that. You go to backup and sync. You can back up the library, and it will create a little file, which is it's a very small file. You can literally text this file to somebody or send it over Facebook Messenger. If you do not need to use something like Dropbox, um, and you can send them literally your backup file, which is your entire library, and then they have everything. And that's really, really, really handy. So that's actually how I did it when I bought the app. I had because some other people in our church were using it, and I was like, I'm gonna get on board. And they just sent me their entire library, and then I had it. And then from there, obviously, you can add on your own songs, you can edit them, whatever you need to do. Obviously, there's a lot of settings how to customize. Um, here's where you can set up your foot pedals to trigger. You can trigger them to do different things. Um, Obviously, it has chord diagrams built in. I don't use that. Any chords I'm playing, I already know how to play. Otherwise, I'm probably learning how to do something on YouTube. But you can have chord diagrams built right in. There's a bunch of advanced settings in here: auto scroll settings, chord pro settings. You can have freehand notes in here, so you can scribble on it like with your finger. Um, this groups thing, I'm not sure. I think you can have a group plan where you can add people to your Songbook Pro group. you can add a certain number of people for free, like when you buy this, and I think it's a subscription, but it's not necessary. Each person can just buy this for $10. If you can't afford $10, I will send you $10. I promise it's worth it. Okay. Documentation, and they're still sending updates. So this recently updated with some new features and some bug fixes. So they're keeping up with it. I can't say enough good about it. I really think it's the way to go as far as for my goal in life, which is to not have a subscription. Um, and what more can I say? This is where it's at. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. Appreciate your time. And yeah, yeah. So that's the thing. Great app. Um, you're not printing out papers trying to like I used to use a hole punch and I had a binder. I got those like those little like plastic sleeves you put sheets into that they that protects them. Um, and then you could scroll through your book and put it in alphabetical order. It's like, oh my gosh, like it's not necessary anymore, and it's like if you're still stuck on sheets, I love you. You're doing I respect you. Okay, it's tough work, and if you're an organized person, you can do it. I'm not organized. This app organizes everything for me. It's all very simple. If I really need a hard copy of something, I can print it off. Easy, right? um, it's just I need like there's already enough problems and stuff I have to deal with on a Sunday morning, and in getting ready for like picking songs and figuring out if I'm going to play the song the same way, if I'm going to add something, if I'm going to like all that stuff. I need it to be like pretty low key, easy to do. And so something like Songbook Pro does that for me. That's why I'm a big fan. I love that I can just buy and own the dang software. What a treat. And so what don't I like about it? Honestly, I can't think of anything right now. Um, Maybe I don't know how easy it is to integrate with like something if you're using the Prime app for backing tracks. Can you send MIDI notes to trigger it? You probably can because it does accept MIDI input. I haven't extensively tested that. I've just used it with, I have a Paint Audio MIDI Captain as a foot controller that I use on stage, and I can program it to control Songbook Pro. I can turn off and on the auto scroll and scroll through songs without reaching out and touching the screen, which I've heard someone said like don't look like you're checking your email on stage, right? And it's like if you're sitting there like messing with an app like in between songs, it can kind of look a little funny. Not that it's all about looks, it's certainly not, but the foot controller just makes it fast. But I don't use the auto scroll anymore because once I figured out I can zoom the song to just have the entire song in one window, it's just so much easier. Okay, like having it scroll. The only reason you would do that is if you can't see it. Some songs are really long, and when you zoom it all the way out, like the words are teeny tiny, you can't see what you're. So then you do have to zoom it in a little bit, and then you have to scroll partway through the song, or you have to auto scroll. So you certainly can. I haven't really had it come up because when you zoom in to make everything fit, it will go in columns. And you probably noticed when I was showing you, some of those songs had 3 columns, and so it really zooms in a nice way that's easy to see. I find, even for a longer song, and so yeah, that's my thoughts on it. Hopefully that helps somebody. God bless you guys. Keep fighting the good fight out there. All us volunteer church army. Um, we are the heartbeat of the nation. We are out here just doing it because we love Jesus. And oh man, by the way, if you're a paid pastor, dude, I wish I was paid. So like, power to you. I am not judging anybody. I'm not saying that it's wrong to be paid to be. It's ideal. But us volunteers, I just wanted to shout out. It ain't easy putting in hours for no pay when you have a job and you have family. It ain't easy. So it's like I got to do everything I can to make it as easy as I can, streamlined as I can. And this is one of the ways I do it. So I'm rambling. This video is way too long. Thank you guys for watching. If you did, if you didn't, I love you anyway. Have a good one. Okay, talk to you later.